In the year 1788, during the Austro-Turkish War, thousands of Austrian soldiers gathered near the town of Karansebes, preparing for battle. But when the sun rose the next morning, there was no enemy in sight. And yet, 10,000 men lay dead or wounded. Who was responsible? Their own army. This is the unbelievable story of the battle that never happened. The Austrian Empire, ruled by Emperor Joseph II, was at war with the Ottomans. Their goal? Push the Turks out of Europe and expand their influence. The Austrian army, 100,000 strong, was a force to be reckoned with. But there was a problem. This army was a melting pot of languages and cultures. Germans, Hungarians, Italians, Croats, and Czechs, all fighting under one flag, but barely able to communicate with each other. On the night of September 17th, a group of Austrian cavalrymen was sent ahead to scout for Ottoman forces. But instead of enemies, they found something much more interesting: alcohol. They stumbled upon a stash of schnapps and, being good soldiers, decided to secure the supply the only way they knew how: by drinking it. Word spread fast, and soon more soldiers arrived, demanding a share. But the drunken scouts weren't in the mood to share their newfound treasure. Arguments broke out. Then shoving. Then someone pulled out a gun and, in the darkness, other soldiers heard the gunfire and assumed the worst: an Ottoman attack. Panic set in. Troops started shooting wildly into the night, unable to see who they were firing at. Officers tried to restore order, shouting "Halt! Halt!" But many soldiers didn't speak German and misheard the word as Allah, believing the Ottomans were truly attacking. Cavalry charged, infantry fired back, cannons were brought in, all while fighting their own men. Some soldiers even thought it was a betrayal and switched sides. The entire Austrian army was now at war with itself. By the time the real Ottoman army arrived 2 days later, they found thousands of dead and wounded Austrian soldiers. Without lifting a sword, the Ottomans walked in and took the city of Karansebes without a fight. So how did one of the most powerful armies in Europe self-destruct overnight? The Austrian army's biggest weakness wasn't the Ottomans. It was chaos, poor communication, and of course, schnapps. History is full of strange battles, but few are as ridiculous as Karansebes, the battle where no enemy showed up, yet thousands died. A battle where the biggest threat was confusion. Maybe the real lesson here is simple: never mix war and alcohol. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more crazy war stories.